here in Amsterdam. It's incredible. We have since like 3 weeks 30 degrees.
So what is that like? That's like 75?
It's yeah, usually I don't know in Celsius,
30.
but yeah, it should be like around I don't know 30, yeah, because it's really warm. So it's usually we don't have this kind of hat.
Is it uncomfortably warm? You know,
Yeah.
Lindsay says it's hot. Lindsay Verona Stoops says it's hot. Hey, Lindsay. You know, if you're using your phone, put something soft under it, like a towel.
Yeah. I'm trying to put something.
Yeah, that's what I do. You got it plugged in? You got it plugged in?
Okay.
Yeah. You put something soft under it, it'll hold it.
Perfect.
Lindsay says it's the warmth of our hearts. That's what she said. Yeah. So this is Soul Speaks 5D. This is the second time we're having this divine being with us. This is our 502nd show on the Soulogy Network for Soul Speaks 5Ds and the shows we produce. So welcome back, Marco Lupor. We got 28 people in the house and they're coming fast. So I hope you're ready to talk. What I've noticed is, of course, everybody's talking about the energy that's been going on the last couple of weeks. But
yes.
what I've noticed is, man, you've been putting out like 2 and 3 a day. I don't know, it seems like it. And the stuff you're putting out is just like on point, totally on point, very unique and specialized, I would say. You're talking Syrian, you're talking Blu-ray, you're talking about planetary stuff. I mean, you know, when I was reading this stuff since the last time we talked, I thought, man, is he getting all this? Because I know I asked you last time, do you get all that from the Infinite Communion? Or are you getting that from research too? But I think you told me that stuff you're all getting from your transmissions. Is that right?
Yes, I just write whatever comes in my mind. You know, it's like a natural process, and every day I feel to write something. So you know, the topics just come in my mind, and I just put it down. But I don't spend more than 15 minutes to make a post. So
yeah,
it's something really natural.
I'm going to read this last one while you get adjusted there. This is what you put out on yesterday.
Yeah.
The Sirius solar stargate is completely open now. During this portal, the strongest wave of adamantine particles from the galactic center is being transmitted to the Earth through the use of the cosmic highway that surrounds the brightest star in the sky. It was not an accident that Sirius represented the great provider of Egypt with an alignment of the Great Pyramid that has been forgotten for thousands of years. This alignment has to do with the Sirius influx. The wave contains the new light code for the evolution of this plane of existence. Adamantine particles are like microcrystals that contain stored potential to manifest any original element or substance. They are the fabric of the fifth-dimensional fractal holographic matrix. You go on to say the lunar eclipse of July the 27th, the longest in the last 100 years, represents a zero-point field in the manifestational use of these particles. You are called to focus about the new Earth you want to see, the new life you desire for your evolution, what to manifest in your journey towards peace and harmony. And then you go on to talk about the landscape. But let me go back to you said this is the most powerful period of the year for manifestation. And then here
exactly.
You
say, do you know that today is called the day out of time?
Yeah.
Because accordingly to the Mayan calendar, that it's calculated on 13 moons, 13 lunar manifestations. So today is exactly the day that is the day before the new galactic year. So it's like if it's
So it's like New Year's
New
Eve.
New Year's Eve, exactly.
So it's a
Yeah,
big Mardi. It's a big Mardi Gras, man. So yeah,
exactly.
I'd heard that term. The day there's, what did you say? No time or time stops.
The day
Yeah.
out of time.
Out of time. Yeah, I've heard that from a couple of people. Unity Grace used that term with me, and somebody else I had read about it. So that's what that means. It's like the eve of the new galactic year, right?
Yes, means that is the day where the time stops, and from tomorrow we have a completely new alignment.
And what does that mean? What does that mean? I mean, is that, I guess what am I saying is, what does that mean in relation to this is the most powerful period of manifestation for this year or for our Earth year?
No, no. I mean, from now on, we have to choose what we expect from our new experience here. So if we focus on the manifestation of what we desire for our evolution, that's what we will get.
Yeah.
We are the creators,
Yeah.
so we have to do the responsibility. It's all upon us, and we cannot ask to someone else to take this responsibility.
Yeah. So in other words, we're creating. And it's this is what I'm getting from it is it's not so much what we're saying. We're actually creating from here. Judgment of this, projection of that. Our vibration is what is manifesting. We all kind of know that, but I think we're taking it deeper here and understanding that we're actually getting a handle on it and starting to control it and create in a conscious and positive way. Is that right? All right.
Absolutely, yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. This is what I mean. I mean, we have the power to manifest everything we want, but the manifestation has to be done in love,
Yeah.
because when you create in power or in greed or in lower emotions, you can only create distortions.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is
Because
the old. Yeah.
I mean, I've been really attracted by the scientific process, that is behind this evolution. And I think that there is like a technical reason why the evolution starts when you lose completely your ego.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you think it's quite obvious that to go on in the evolution, you have to become selfless. So this is the normal steps, and only when you become selfless, you can activate some parts of your genetic code that allow you to create reality and perceive reality in a different way. So these dimensions are just dimension of consciousness.
Yeah. Yeah. Excellent. That's excellent. Because I mean, it's so much has been written about how you do this and how you do that and how you do this, but this is really something that's going on in here, like, in between the intuitive and the conscious, as we're pulling in some of the stuff that was unconscious to us. More of a vibration or a feeling, as opposed
Yeah,
to a
if
to
you study, for example, the ancient Egyptians, they were writing that when you activate your kundalini and your pineal gland starts to be active, that's when you start the communication with the god Amun Ra.
Amun Ra.
Yeah.
And,
So
and you
this
and
this was the original teaching.
and your your post that I just read specifically talks about the connection between Sirius and the Egyptians, right?
Yes, yes, of course. I mean, there are alignments between the pyramids and the Syrian constellations and all the ancient text of from Egypt. They have this kind of influx.
Yeah.
So it's, I mean, in the history, we really know a few episodes from the past that can, demonstrate this connection. But there are a lot of free thinkers that are trying to develop this connection and to explain really what happened in the past. So I think in the future everything will become absolutely more clear.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm more interested in now versus the past. I think it's interesting though. I think it's interesting your post about the Sirius Egyptian connection. I wonder if there's, I don't know. The last time I think if I can't recall what I read, close to 200 pyramids, and there's a lot being discovered, or there's a lot they know are not discovered. I wonder if each one of them is affiliated with a specific star family.
I don't know. I mean, I I think that all the civilizations that are in the galaxy have been on and off this planet since the very beginning,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and
definitely.
they are just hidden from the public, but they have been always here.
Yeah, yeah. We've always been here. Basically, how that
Yes.
works. I keep waiting to meet one of my. I think I have actually. I don't know the last time I talked to you. Last time I talked to you, I
Was
told you about
the 4th of June.
4th of June.
Yeah,
Okay,
was
so
my birthday because it was my birthday.
yeah, that's right, man. You were 29.
Yeah, in one leg.
No, but did I tell you about the visitation? Well, there was about four of them. I told you about that on the show. The
No,
visitation.
no, I didn't.
Well, Morgan and I were together in June,
Ah,
uh, and so we had about four different experiences. I want to say maybe five. All of them, but one was visible to me. I think all five were visible to her to a higher degree than they were to me. But the last one we had, the entire we knew they were. Okay, how's that? We're back. I think we're back. Yeah, I think we're back. Guess he was about to say something good. Yeah, I'm gonna go back into it. Let's see if Marco comes back. Can y'all hear me all right? Let's see. Let's see. All right. Mm, well, energy, energy. Okay. Insert feed coming through. And so, yeah, I think so. That's what's going on. Yeah. So I was going to tell him, some of y'all may have heard of it. Let's see. Here he is. Here he is. Okay. Okay, we're good. Okay, we're good. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
thank God. Yeah, so we made it. We only lost a few people. Still got about 50 in the house. All right, everybody. I
But
think I think it's our energy. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I cannot see you.
That's okay. As long as you can hear me, we're okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Because I'm looking at the. Let me see here. Let me look at the screen. Yeah, yeah. We're on. We're on. You can hear me all right?
Yes.
Okay. So I was telling you that we had a visitation. We had more than one, but the last visitation we had, they found a room, and it was not a full physical matter apparition or incarnation, but I could see the depth of their faces, just like I can see yours. I could see the body. We both could, and there was a lot of communication. Two of those aspects actually walked into my body, which I think they must have been my aspects in some way. I don't know.
Okay.
But my thing is, and I'm wondering as I started to tell this story, if that's why we got knocked off. But my point is
where did it happen?
this happened in we were in Georgia at the time. Now we actually had 5 different episodes. There was full physical manifestation from my eyes in 4 of them, and there was that same thing in all 5 with Morgan. We shared these experiences. We saw the same things. And it was nonverbal, it's telepathic. It was some extraordinary stuff went down. And the reason I brought it up was because I was going to make the joke that when am I going to see some of my multiple dimensional, my other aspects? And I think I already have. But my question to you is, do you think we're going to be seeing more and more of this? Or people going to be getting visitations? Because these are much different to me than what you see in the movies and, ET encounters, ET abductions. This isn't the same thing. This is Star Family. More people are going to be experiencing that?
Yes, of course. I believe that when, for example, in this period, I really feel a strong crown chakra activation. So you feel completely electric in some part of your brain. So I think that this is part of the evolution that allows us to perceive a different aspect of reality. And of course, you become multidimensional, so you can perceive other dimensions. This is what happened.
Yeah, with an integration of the dimension, so to speak, because like I said, there was some materialization to it, and we were told through all the visits, we're going to totally show ourselves at some point, but we can't just come in and do that. It's too much for the human psyche, the human brain. It's not going to work. You're going to have to take a little bit at a time.
Yes, absolutely. I'm in contact now with a lot of people from everywhere in the world, and the experience it's absolutely the same. We are sharing a lot of information, and for example, today I was speaking with a girl from the States, and we were speaking about this sensation that we have like electricity on the tongue. It's like when you focus on the flow inside, and there is like an overflow in your brain. This overflow goes directly on your tongue, so you feel like small sparkles of electricity on the tongue. So this is And this was a common sensation that we had together. So I think that, of course, everyone is at a different stage, but at the end, we are all going to the same direction.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I think the way things happen too, just like the things we receive, you don't receive the same thing I receive, and other people, everybody's different, but it's coming through. It's the same thing. It's just it looks different, it's shown different, it's experienced different. So I think we got to remember that. I've not experienced the electric on the tongue, but you brought up the crown, and 2 days ago, I had an experience. We're in that experience. The hotel I'm in, the transformer blew out in the whole complex. My phone went out.
Yeah.
My hand when it happened. I laid down, and this was all third eye. This wasn't with the two eyes. What I described to you before was all with the two eyes. But with the third eye, when I was meditating, I had the same type of experience: angelic essences, galactic essences, all kinds of different things. I didn't know everything, but I felt like there was some type of alignment. After that happened, and while that was happening, the energy came out of my crown and just it wouldn't stop. It was like a fireworks sparkler. It just kept going and going and going. And I just laid there and thought, man, this is cool. And
Yes.
I knew it was good. I had no idea what it meant. But you know, I know in a few days it'll probably come to me.
Yeah, no, actually, for me, in my experience, the body is completely now in bliss. So there are no anymore, blockages where the energy can stuck,
Yeah.
and so it can flow freely, and that's why now I'm experiencing this electricity on the tongue, because there is like this overflow, and in that moment you feel like goosebumps, or this kind
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
this kind of sensation. It's absolutely blissful. It's
Yeah. Somebody asked the question, how do you clear your pineal gland? I've never been one to know any of that stuff. But one of the things that I would point out is that in these visitations Morgan and I have had individually and together,
yeah
the information is varied, but always, and I did this yesterday myself. We're told whatever you need, ask. Whatever you need,
exactly.
ask. Because somehow or another, in the quantum of it, there's a connection between the external, what appears to be the external of, let's call it the star family, but it's also internal at the same time. So it's almost like as you ask, you are actually commending that.
If you ask, it will be given,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
because the power of somehow we have lost the and now we are remembering the power of intention, the power of declarations. So
yeah,
when you set an intention within yourself, and you make a declaration, actually this is absolutely powerful. Indeed, if you study the original meaning of the word abracadabra,
yeah.
it, I create as I speak.
Yeah.
So
Which
when
is
we set our intention, and we make a declaration, this is the most powerful tool we can use to connect with our higher self.
yeah. And I bet if we study the etymology of the word abracadabra, it's probably Syrian. I'm just kidding. I'm making a joke.
Maybe we don't know.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, that's true though, and that's something that I've noticed, and that's what happened to me yesterday. I talked about it last night on the show today, but It was really a command. It was, this is what I want from my heart. This is why I want it. I'm serving. I want to expand. Um, I want, the things that we want from the heart that are not agenda in the old 3D paradigm. Let's put it that way. Not agenda based. They're serving self, serving others simultaneously. What's good for
Yeah.
everyone, and it always works, and it seems to be working at a greater, faster and faster frequency now. Do you experience that?
Yes, yes. The most powerful declaration that you can make to activate your gifts is that you will work for the highest good of all
Yeah,
of
yeah,
everyone.
yeah,
This is the most powerful declaration you can make, and if you set an intention that you will use wisely every word, and you will act in a responsible way, because when you have the power to create, you cannot create if you have bad thoughts. So
yeah,
that's why you are always tested,
yeah,
and you have to go under some proofs in order to show to the infinite mind that you are ready.
yeah. Initiations.
Yeah, it's absolutely something incredible that until it doesn't happen to you, you
Yeah,
cannot believe it. But then when it happens, and you see all these synchronicities and
yeah,
all these proofs, real proofs, like under form of or events or people around you, or everything in the office or everywhere. That's where you are tested to show that you are ready, in order to have only pure thoughts.
yeah. That's right. And usually those initiations, I call them ass whoopings. I had one yesterday, but every
That's why you have your spirit walk with joy.
that's right. That's right. But it's we talk about this. It's moving faster. We move through them faster. More
Yeah.
information comes in, more expansion comes in. But man, it hurts. But with all this stuff going on right now, it's pretty powerful, right? I mean, my daughter was telling me there's like 7 planets in retrograde. You got the total eclipse. You got the gateway today.
Everybody is getting spiritual. I have people, that around me, they have never been spiritual, and now they are starting to ask questions. Or so this is part of the shift.
Yeah, yeah. So you're finding, because I remember when we were on the first time, you talked about your journey and how, I believe, if I remember correctly, which I'm pretty sure I do, that you were kind of like all by yourself coming at it.
Yes.
And there was nobody would listen to you, but you're finding more and more people are starting to talk about it.
I started to use Facebook as a tool to find my tribe,
Yeah,
just because I felt completely alone, and so I just started to connect with people, and I saw that a lot of people were actually experiencing the same. So
yeah. And
that's
so
wonderful.
and so now, but in your daily life outside of social media, are you running into people? Is this where you're seeing people that weren't spiritual? They're starting to ask questions.
Yes, I mean, more and more people, like close friends, they are watching my profile on Facebook, and actually they see I have these followers, so they start to think maybe he's not so crazy. So, so they
Uh,
start questions because if 400 people like his post, maybe he's not telling so much bullshit, you know.
mm-hmm. See, they tell me that, and I say, no, wait, I am still crazy, but it doesn't mean it doesn't mean what I'm talking about is crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
So,
maybe when you start and you nobody cares about what you are saying, they just think you are going crazy. You know, you just want to, I don't know. And now a lot of people, for example, they are asking me suggestions about doing meditation, how to start. You know, so yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
yeah. Wow, look at this comment right here. This is Jennifer Peterson. She says, so many people waking up to shift. I found out there's a spiritual group meet in the clubhouse of my mobile home park 50 feet from my home. Yeah, we're not alone in this. Yeah, that's impressive. So let me ask you this. So is there anything distinct that's going to be coming with this Lionsgate, or is it just more of what we've been going through at a more micro level, intense level, clarity level?
I think this period we will experiencing mass awakening.
No, really?
Yes,
Wow, that's powerful. That
yes,
that re-
mass awakening. I mean that more and more and more people will start to look deep into themselves and
yeah,
start this process that is an healing process, if you will.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I just wonder because I want, I look at this and I see so many people going through so much, and people are making comments on this show, the last show last night. Everybody's talking about it the last couple of weeks. People have been talking about the divine masculine, false divine masculine burning off, stuff like that, all different things. So
Yeah.
as we go into this thing, those people who, let's just say, haven't woken, uh, I guess they're not necessarily going to have to go through it as intensely because energetically we've kind of anchored that and broke those doors down. Is that right? Would that be right to say that?
Yes, I believe that, for example, for me, in my experience, I don't know for others, but for me, I had to hide all my life my really strong feminine side, in the divine feminine that I have inside, and I had to hide this aspect of myself because I was afraid to show my vulnerability,
Yeah,
and but now I'm not afraid to show this aspect of me. So I feel really balanced between my
yeah,
masculine and feminine, and this is part of the healing process that I want to show to others so they can understand how it works. Because this technically, I try always to see the scientific aspect, and the gender is part of the unification of this process. So, of course, we have to balance the divine masculine and divine feminine inside. And that's when you start your activation.
yeah. And to your point earlier, and to the question about the pineal gland, I mean, I'm just speaking from my perspective. You know, we don't always know what to do and how to do it. But if you ask to do it, and as you're talking about declaring it, then that itself is creating energy moving to the direction that you're looking to go.
Yes, yes. It's you have, I mean, for me, you have to surrender, so be in the flow, but at the same time, while you are in the flow, you are creating
Yeah.
something. So it's a process, well, where you have to, it's fine, it's okay, because sometimes you can also be afraid that what's happening, you can also think that you are going crazy, because these changes in the body are really impressive.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
a lot of people, if we don't provide this explanation, a lot of people, maybe they go to the doctor and they start to take paracetamol, but that's not the cure.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, I think more and more people are stepping away from that too, and doing the work on themselves. There's no doubt.
Yeah, this is the process, is the evolution start within and only within. So when you understand this process, and you technically relate every rise in consciousness with a change in the body. So there
Yeah.
is a direct relationship between every step you take. So, for example, when you inside you set your intention, and you, for example, an experience that in the past has make you feel really, broken. Now you can see this experience under a different perspective. There is a rising consciousness for this, and then you have the physical manifestation of the rising consciousness.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is occurring quicker and quicker on the timeline.
It has to be quicker, because the process is, a lot of channelings are speaking about this ripple effect, and I believe that it's like one drop in the water that creates these waves. So it's
So
it's part of the process.
yeah. And so what I meant, as far as like you said, you're doing this, but at the same time you're creating, and it seems like that time is just moving really quick. Like I know I was processing yesterday, and the creation part of it's moving very quickly. I can see it, I can feel it, and see it, watch it. So it's multifaceted. It's not just anchoring something in, being aware of it, dealing with it, processing it, or transforming it. It's actually more than that. It's actually also running with that is the materialization, the creation aspect. Yeah.
Yeah, and we are absolutely working together, even if maybe sometimes we don't realize that, but we are doing this all together. Also
Yeah.
now, with this show, we
Yeah.
are uh, we are sending out our vibration
Yeah.
somehow.
It's true. It's true. Absolutely true. Yeah. You're speaking my language. So where do we go from here?
I mean,
It's like,
I want to keep my life really simple. I really enjoy my life like it is now. So I'm not gonna change. I
yeah,
I will try to offer this perspective everywhere I go.
yeah,
This is what I want to do. But I really enjoy my life, and I love my job. I have a simple life, so I will keep this life because I think also that you have to be uh, really simple in what you do in order to connect more in a more powerful way.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. The less energy you have
The
spread
less,
around.
the less you need,
Yeah. Yeah.
the more emptiness you create, the more you are able to step into the process and
Yeah.
be able to really feel this flow that you have to be able to hold. So it's
Yeah.
not always simple to keep this high frequency in when you are around low energy fields.
Yeah.
So you have to keep this frequency, and you have to be strong. So
Yeah.
I really spend a lot of time in solitude because I really need it.
Yeah. Yeah. I prefer that too. I prefer that too. It makes me a little crazy, but I like what you said too about needing less because if you have a lot, you have your energy spread all over the place. You know,
Yeah,
if I
yeah.
think, yeah, I mean that makes sense. I think about it now. I mean, if I look back in my old life, you know, just a house or cars or whatever the case is, you got your job, you got everything spread all over the place. So it makes a lot of sense. Now you're over in Amsterdam. Do you know Vera Ingeborg over there?
Yes, I am a friend on Facebook, but I've never met her here in the city.
Yeah, her and Augusti. I think Vera and possibly him are going to come back on the show tomorrow. But
Okay.
I noticed they were in Florida, and I sent her a note and I said, "Hey, are you still in the States?" She said, "No, she was back in Amsterdam." But there's a lot of people in this neighborhood in Amsterdam. Naveen is on here today. Um, uh, Hank Hank Verharwen's over there.
That's why we have 30 degrees since 3 weeks.
Because everybody's there. It's the body heat, right? It's the body heat.
Children of the sun.
Yeah, it's light body conversion, generating a sun on the earth. Yeah, right on, man. Well, keep doing it, man. I just want to say thank you on behalf of everybody for what you're putting out there because it's incredible.
I
And if I could,
I really enjoy, and I really love to connect with everyone. I try to answer to every message, but a lot of people writes, and yeah, I really try to answer as soon as I can to everyone.
well, if it's, I was told this a while back by Unity Grace. She said you'll get to the point where you just can't, and you have to handle it with intention. I didn't think that would ever happen, but it's happened. So I would imagine it's going to happen to you. You keep putting this stuff out, yeah, you're pulling in a lot of energy. People are, they need it. So thank you for that. I need it. I love reading your stuff.
I'm really happy because a lot of people sometimes they write me and they say thank you. I started my changeover in my life. I started to take a decision to change, and I say, look, I cannot have this responsibility because it's too much for me. But
Yeah.
if you think that what I write make you take a decision, yeah, this is something positive. But I don't want to take this kind of responsibility, of course, because
Yeah.
I'm just trying to connect what in the history
Yeah.
they have been told, and what the religion uh, how the religions transformed the original teaching, the original concept, that it's absolutely simple. And for me, it's really, obvious and linear. So the original teaching was, if you want to activate your gift, you have to lose your ego. This was the
Yeah.
original teaching. And that's what is happening now in this evolution process. So
Yeah.
the religion just transformed everything, and I cannot tolerate that this bullshit can still be, not known or ignored by people.
Yeah, that's right. I love the light worker language. The religions, you can't do that. They call that cussing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, let's do
no,
it.
I love the
Yeah,
truth.
I was gonna ask you too. Or your stuff is really powerful. I'm a big believer in adding as many frequencies as possible to the expanding vibration. That's the orders I was given. But so I look at something like your work and I think, are you ever gonna do vocalize any of that, or you just prefer to write it like that with the pictures and imagery?
No, I mean, I write better than I speak, and
Yeah,
I prefer to use the words, because I really love to write, and I
yeah,
really love to choose the right image
yeah,
to create the visualization that has the impact on
yeah,
the
yeah,
people. So I prefer absolutely to write and then choose the images.
yeah. Right on. Well, that's perfect. I can relate to that. I can relate to that. I have an idea. I might collaborate or propose to you. We'll talk about it later. Then let's do it again in 3 or 4 weeks. See what's going
Okay.
on, man. Maybe if you're up to
Okay.
it.
Yes,
Yeah.
last time I was in Italy when we had the show, and now I am in Amsterdam. So who knows next time where we will be?
Maybe in New York. Maybe we'll
Why
meet in
not?
New York.
Why not?
All right. All right, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank everybody for joining us. We'll be back on in 2 hours, 3 hours with another one. See you later. Peace out. Thanks, Marco.
Ciao, ciao.